Hey guys, Ash here with Clever References, here with another... Wait, no, this is not a Music Chatter episode. This is a vlog, actually. One that we are inspired because recently we got on a Spotify editorial playlist for our newest single, Tell Ben Kate. It's really exciting. Just Rock is the playlist, and yeah, exciting stuff. We have the Killers on there, we have Group Love, we have the Strokes, and then you have little OS, the Clever References. And we've been getting a lot of people asking us, how did you get playlisted in the first place? So let's do it. This is that vlog. How we went from 0 to getting playlisted from Spotify. How we got from 0 to being playlisted by Spotify in 9 months. So the reason I say 9 months is because that's how old the band is. The band was formed in June 2019-ish, yeah. And it's now March 2020. We're dealing with the coronavirus right now, just to date this kind of vlog a bit. And we got playlisted. So here's, to my recollection, what I thought put us over the edge and how we got here. So first, have a good band name. So our band name's The Clever References, and the primary considerations when it's not my first band, so I had like some sort of experience like trying to figure out what the band name was or whatever. And yeah, so get a good band name or an artist name if you're like a solo artist type person. That is to say, can't name yourself like a band, like if you're like Tame Impala or whatever, which is just one guy. Anyway, good band name. You know, what does that mean? It means two things. It's familiar but unique. And the reason is you want to use words that are familiar, but it's unique to you. So let's say, just say The Clever References. The first thing we did when we came up with The Clever References was Google it. Is anything specifically called The Clever References? And there wasn't any, which was very surprising to us. Like, you'd think some kind of sort of hip indie band would call themselves The Clever References, but no. Like, so when we got the good name and we checked on Google, it's only us. It's The Clever References. This is going to come very important later on. I'll explain why. And obviously there's genre considerations, like if you're a black metal band, you won't call yourself the Shiny Happy People or whatever. But yeah, there's genre considerations, but after taking genre considerations, familiar but unique is the kind of sort of things that you're going for when you're making a band. So when you have a band name, this is the next step. Next step, step 2, is make bangers. It's just that easy. No, but what I'm saying is, make good songs. Make good songs that you would like to listen to. It's not that hard, and like it's getting memed a lot, like how to make a Chainsmokers song or how to make an Avicii song or whatever, and like they show like step-by-step ways on how to do that, and it is really that simple. Like 12-tone equal temperament has been the system for Western music forever. There's only 12 notes and only a couple of chord progressions that sound good. Axis of Awesome kind of sort of took it to the next level when they did their parody, when they did all those songs. And that just shows, like, for example, like, let's just take Tell Ben Kate as an example. Literally just 4 chords. The same 4 chords for the verse and the chorus. And that got playlisted on Spotify. So what I'm saying is, don't overthink the making of the songs, but the next bit is the hard part. The hard part. You have to make the production good. This is the kind of sort of breaking point for most consideration. It has to sound good. The song can be a song as long as it's a song. It has to sound good. Like, before even considering putting it up on Spotify, or at least if you're watching this video, you obviously have aspirations to getting playlisted by Spotify. Put your song in the middle of a playlist between the bands that you want to be playlisted with. Are you losing? Not song-wise, sonically. And like, it used to be a thing where people wanted to be as loud as possible and stuff like that. Loudness war stuff, I guess. But it's different now because streaming services would literally stamp your track down if it's too loud. And you get ridiculous situations where like a wispy pop artist would sound louder than a heavy metal band just because Spotify kind of sort of doesn't like that loudness. So when you're making your track, the mixing and mastering has to be done professionally. This is the crux of it, really. If you don't do it professionally, whatever song that you make, it's not going to be considered at all for playlisting because it just needs to stand up sonically to what's around it. If you want to be playlisted with the best rock bands, you're going to have to compete with the best rock bands in terms of kind of sort of clarity and consideration towards Spotify's position on loudness. So do it professionally. Alternatively, get a professional. Seriously, I recommend Kevin Anderson. He's really great. Right, so the next bit is don't half-ass your cover art. So here's the thing. Consider Spotify another, what do you call it? Social media platform. So you wouldn't think Spotify like you would think Facebook or Instagram or YouTube even. But Spotify, just think about Spotify as an extremely not flexible social media platform. So you want that profile to look good, and the only things you can add to your profile really is your cover photos, so get a good press shot there. And like image galleries, which is buried underneath. Most people won't even see it. And your album cover art. And the thing about it is it has to look good and kind of sort of communicates your kind of sort of genre and style in a very efficient manner just from the album art. And like these days it's even easier because you don't have to stress about typography, because if you add typography to the art, this is just personal opinion, if you add typography to the art, it's going to be redundant because the app is going to show your song and band name anyway. So yeah, just make something that looks pretty and is representative of your sound and your attitude. Don't muck it up with typography though. That's personal opinion. So the other thing is when you're recording all this stuff and then you're considering the cover art and stuff like that, you yourself as a musical artist, you have to get gig ready. Like for example, like, because for the most part, you're gonna the way you're gonna accumulate Spotify followers is accumulating kind of sort of followers in real life first, and then you tell them that, hey, we're on Spotify, please follow us on Spotify and stuff like that. And so like for the first 2 months of the Clever References, which is June, July, when it was just Evan and I, we did, I want to say 18 at least open mics for 2 months. Like during those 2 months we did 18 open mics. I think we might have done it overboard. We don't have to do that much open mics. But yeah, I think at some point we did 4 in a row. No, sorry. Sunday at Flinders Street, Monday at the 5th Province down in St. Kilda. Tuesday is, we did one in the Arcadia, which used to be happening, and I think the best one in Melbourne is Whole Lotta Love on Wednesdays. We did those. We did 18 of those. And we just kind of sort of got together and be a decent live act. I'm not going to say we're going to be the best act in the world or whatever, but be a decent live act, because if and when you do blow up, you're going to have to perform live, and you don't want to be caught with your pants down when you do get gig invites and stuff like that. So be gig ready. Rehearse once a week, 5 hours, that's enough, with your band. I do get that that's not an option for most artists in the world. I am living in Melbourne. We like to call ourselves the live music capital of the world, but take that with a grain of salt. But there is a lot of live music venues here in Melbourne and a lot of open mics and stuff like that. But let's say you live somewhere in like regional Victoria, or even like somewhere in the world where there isn't a big live music scene or whatever, an alternative you can do is you can do what's called a fan finder video. This is a kind of sort of term that's coined by Indepreneur, which is a kind of sort of music marketing course. I'm taking it right now, and it's been working really well for us. The kind of sort of premise of a fan finder video is if you can't gig, you make a performance video of you performing the song, and then spoiler alert, you're gonna have to buy Facebook and Instagram ads. But you buy Facebook and Instagram ads and essentially try and make it a viral video. So essentially, instead of you gigging, instead of you touring around town, spending money on petrol and stuff like that, spending your energy dealing with venue owners, booking yourself, coming to the realization no one's coming to your gigs and stuff like that, and feeling existential dread, you replace that with doing this fan finder video, in which you do a video that's a bit virally, and you buy Facebook and Instagram ads to essentially promote yourself. There's a whole method if you want to do it methodically. It's called the fan finder method by Indepreneur. I'll link it below, and I'll maybe do some overlay here. I highly recommend it. This is if you can't gig, and even if you do gig, just fucking do it. Oh yeah, whatever it is that you're doing, gigging, going out, recording, stuff like that, record it. Just record everything. Take pictures of everything. Video is better because you'll need it down the line if you're gonna have to make behind the scenes content or just regular content on your social media. It's just best practices. Just record everything. So going back to Spotify specific concerns, how you get discovered on Spotify is mainly through playlists. That's how I interpret it anyway. If you have anything, if you want to debate me on that point, please comment below, and we'll have a genuine chat about it, because I'm hungry for like music marketing knowledge in general. This is how we're doing it. Anyway, playlists, and you have music marketing businesses that's job is to kind of sort of bridge the gap between you and playlist curators. But you have to be really careful, because there's a lot of scammers out there that would just take your money, literally take your money, and do nothing. Because I know that from experience. I think I spent somewhere like along the lines of like $200 or something ridiculous like that to get one of the clever references on playlists, and we didn't hear back at all. No feedback whatsoever. So it's a very dangerous place out there. But one service I would recommend and that we use is Omari MC. Omari MC, he does it for a very affordable price. He'll guarantee you a certain number of followers on the playlist that you get placed upon. So not followers of you personally, but followers of the playlist that you get placed upon. He can guarantee that for you. And essentially, but then again, like, he'll do that, and he has his own kind of, he as in the agency, it's not just him. He does have standards, so if your production isn't up to standards, he might actually reject your thing and say that it's unplaylistable or whatever. So again, it's a legit service. I use it all the time. It's pretty good. Omari MC. But I want to get playlisted by Spotify. Why are we talking about music marketing and stuff like that? It will come to a head soon, because all of this will help you in getting noticed. So the next step of that is try and get yourself written about on music blogs. So yeah, I get it. Not a lot of people go to. It's not the mid 2000s anymore. Blogs do not break bands anymore. I used to remember trying to check out the newest band, like the newest hip New York band, and I would always go on Brooklyn Vegan or whatever. But that's not the case anymore. But the blogs, they're still valuable in the sense that they will, if you get written up by them, they will write nice words which you can use as super social proof, I guess, because likes, comments, and subscribes is fine, but if you get written up by a professional, quote unquote, it's just some guy with a laptop. But if you get written up by a professional, you can cite it, you can screenshot it, you can link to it, and you'll look all that more legitimate, my man. So the service that I recommend using, and this is going to be maybe a contentious, controversial point, is Submithub. Submithub is great 11% of the time. 89% of the time, it's a kick in the groin. Like, the Clever References has a 12% approval rate for Submithub. So essentially, 88% of the time, we're getting rejected. And sometimes, and Submithub would admit it themselves that sometimes the feedback is, sometimes you'll roll your eyes at the feedback that they give. Because like the way Submithub works is you pay, if you're paying premium anyway, you pay these blogs to listen to you. And essentially, if they approve, they'll write about it. If they don't approve, they'll write about it, but only share it with you, essentially. So we've had a Submithub person give us feedback like, the guitars are too to the side or whatever. So I would say most of the feedback might not be relevant, but some are. But it's just good to know that even if you get rejected by Submithub, what music professionals are thinking about your type of music. The reason why is Spotify editors are probably thinking like that. You know what I mean? So you might not agree with the feedback, but that's what you're fighting if you're trying to get noticed in this modern music industry world. Alright, so you have a good band name, you recorded a banger, and you recorded a bunch of other songs, which is going to come into play later. You bought some music marketing in advance. You submitted to Submithub and got your balls kicked 89% of the time. And now you have released your first single. I would suggest try and get access to your Spotify for Artists account as soon as possible if this is like literally your first single, because you can modify your profile and stuff like that even before your first single comes out. And again, I would like to stress, make that profile, make the most out of that profile. Make your cover photo good, make your main avatar photo good. Be serious about writing your bio. If you're not confident about writing your bio, have someone else do it. And make sure that your bio actually kind of sort of sells you as a band, you know, like, for example, like note like 3 achievements you've had as a band on there, even if it is just winning Battle of the Band somewhere, or maybe like us, like Short on Phonics, my old band, RIP. The Clever References, we got featured on local community TV, but it's still TV. And so we mentioned it on our bio and stuff. Mention your influences and stuff like that. Keep it snappy, but not too short, not too flippant. I have a pet peeve. It's just like these kind of sort of band bios are so passe. You know, those kind of sort of one-line cheeky type of band bios or whatever. But unless you're like a really big band where these bios do not matter, don't take it seriously. Actually try and sell yourself in this bio, my man. Include, you know, take it seriously. Alright, so it used to be that you had to find out what the email of Spotify editors work emails, and then email them about your stuff as if they're like another blog or whatever. But Spotify has provided an official channel to getting your tracks considered for playlisting. So what you want to do is you go to if you've submitted through like a distribution service, maybe like DistroKid or whatever, or Ditto, or CD Baby is another one. What you would do is you go to your Spotify for Artists dashboard and look for your upcoming releases. And Spotify for Artists is actually pretty good in kind of sort of notifying that you have a release coming out, and it'll actually ask you, would you like to submit this for playlist considerations, which is the whole point of this video. So please, that's the most important bit. Take it seriously. Take it seriously. Do not joke around there. For example, like if you're a heavy metal band and you put your genre as pop, you will be rejected, because it is actual humans that's reviewing these things. You know what I mean? Like, if you make a joke out of this, then Spotify's gonna make a joke out of you by ignoring you. So take it seriously. Be truthful, and kind of sort of trying to appeal to the specific Spotify editor that's gonna check this out. What I mean is, at the bottom of the form, there's actually an essay part where you have to write, tell me about the song, describe the song. What they actually mean is, why should I care? Why should I, a Spotify editor, care about this track that you're submitting? Yeah? And my recommendation is to phrase it like you're trying to solve their problem. What is the problem of the Spotify employee? They have a million gajillion tracks from everyone in all around the world that has access to a music distribution service that's doing this. So if in your description you acknowledge that someone is reading this guy, like, hello, thank you for reading, our song is about, you know what I mean? Instead of saying, our song is the best song in the world, ha ha ha, or whatever. Take it seriously. Have a one-to-one chat in this kind of sort of essay portion of this form. Make it personal, make it real, and you might get noticed that way. This is what we wrote for our for the Tell Ben Kate one, which did get playlisted. Here we are. We've done everything. We've submitted it to Spotify. You did the form correctly. What now? And what now is do it again in 2 months. So, like, personally, like, our single that got playlisted, Tell Ben Kate, that's not our first single, obviously. That's our third single. We've done this process 3 times already. And, like, I would say for most artists it's gonna take more than 3 times. We got extremely lucky, I'll just tell you that much. I know I've been talking your ear off for like 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever, I don't know. I've been in this fucking park. But it might not happen to you on the 3rd time. It might happen to you on the 4th, the 5th, maybe the 10th time. It might happen to you on the 1st time, because I know people that's gone there with their first single. It is a grind, and it is constantly kind of a learning experience. And I said with the Submithub kind of sort of point, yeah, like, you're gonna get your balls kicked almost all the time. But the one time it does work, getting playlisted, getting written about, and stuff like that, people will only notice the one time. They're not gonna look at the time you get your balls kicked. They're growing kicked. You have to do it again every 2 months. And that's the reason why I said when in the banger section you have to write more than one song. Because essentially what you're trying to do is you're queuing up these attempts to get noticed by Spotify. So, like, for the clever references, we have something planned every 2 months, like an official single and stuff like that, like content. Like, we're ready for it, which is to say, plans change, and especially with this coronavirus happening, I should be inside also. Practice social distancing, people. But, like, this is just something that's gonna be cyclical. You're gonna have to do it over and over and over and over again until you get noticed or something else happens. Maybe you don't like the grind. Maybe this isn't for you. And, like, I'm not gonna stand here and say that we're not privileged to be in a situation where we can release a thing every 2 months and kind of sort of put our time into it. I know some of you are, you have a day job, maybe you have 2 jobs or 3. But the whole kind of sort of point of this kind of sort of video is that's what we did to get noticed by Spotify in 9 months. I'm not saying that if you follow this video to a T that you're going to get Spotify playlisted at all, even. But most of what I'm saying is best practices. Like, if you do this, maybe Spotify doesn't notice you. And maybe this video is going to be watched when getting Spotify playlisted isn't the hottest thing in the world. Because especially in this kind of sort of modern age, everything's changing. Like, Spotify might be moving to a pay-to-play type of thing, which is kind of sort of iffy by me. But I guess it's easy for me to say, but I like the way Spotify is working right now in terms of getting noticed. And I know that's also a contentious point, because like people would argue about like the streaming figures and what is the worth of music or whatever, but that's another video maybe. But please do share your thoughts on how Spotify is kind of sort of changing everything or whatever. And I'll engage with you underneath there. If you phrase your points like good and you're not mad about it or whatever, let's have a discussion down there. Yeah. So yeah, again, it's a thrill to be playlisted with like, what are the other bands on there? Five Finger Death Punch, Avenged Sevenfold. It's like a weird playlist. It's more like a general rock playlist or whatever. Like, I think we'd be more comfortable if it was like a more local noise playlist, but yeah, we got Just Rock, and that's kind of sort of, we're kind of sort of competing the track against like all these major label artists, and we're kind of the smallest, youngest band there. It's fucking crazy, man. But yeah, that's what we're doing. And like, life after getting playlisted, it's not like everything changes. I'm still waking up in my apartment trying to do a job and essentially doing this as a very involved hobby, a very involved professional hobby. Again, you can discuss if it's fair to call it a hobby or not, if like with the amount of time that I'm spending into it. But yeah, that's how we got from 0 to getting Spotify playlisted in 9 months. Oh, I know this became kind of sort of long and ranty and stuff like that, and the reason why is I felt that everything that we did contributed. When that Spotify editor saw our application, he liked the song. Yeah, he liked the song obviously because he playlisted us. He looked at us on Google. We dominated the clever references on Google. He checked us on YouTube. We're doing YouTube stuff. He checked us on Facebook. We're doing Facebook stuff. So he saw us as a really active band despite of us having little followers. And they're taking a chance on us to playlist us with all of these major label bands. They're like, these editors, they want to find the next big thing, but they're going out of the limb when they're putting a dumb indie band that with next to no followers compared to like fucking, what else is on that playlist? Yeah, compared to fucking You Me at 6 or whatever. Compared to fucking You Me at 6, we don't have any followers. So these editors, by playlisting us, are going out on a limb and saying that we deserve to be there. And it's kind of sort of the responsibility from our side is that we have to prove that we're ready to be there. And that's the reason why we have all that steps. Make the art good, make the sound good, make the songs good, be active on social. Because what you're doing is, what Spotify expects you to do when you get playlisted is promote Spotify on your socials. So everything matters. Everything matters. What I just said, everything matters. Thank you very much for sitting this long just listening to me. If you want to check out the playlist itself, it's Just Rock on Spotify. The link is below. I think we're recording this in the first week it's out on that playlist. It's 17th right now, but they're changing that playlist all the time. I'm actually kind of paranoid they're just gonna take us off after a week, which is a possibility. Anyway, I've been Ash from The Clever References. Check out thecleverreferences.com if you haven't. Like and subscribe this YouTube channel for maybe content like this if you like it. And I'll see you when I see you. Stay clever.